Devastating news that a cyclone has hit Sri Lanka.
People have died and lost their homes and everything they own, and
it's just crazy to think where we're standing right now would have been maybe 2 times as deep as me.
20,000 houses have been lost. It's just brutal, and it's just so unfair. You know what some people have to go through, what some countries have to go through, and guys got nothing. We had 2 beds, one got washed away.
Just right now, we already vaccinated more than 25 animals.
We've been called to a potential road traffic accident. Bit concerned he's got a bladder rupture. Poor hero. Let's just get him to where we can, do everything we need to do.
So I'm feeling really far away from home right now. I'm currently in Australia. I just came away for a little break and to see friends and family. And I've just heard some devastating news that a cyclone has hit Sri Lanka. I'm trying to find out what exactly has gone on. There's nothing on the news over here in Australia at the moment. I'm trying to work out from our team on the ground, but we are in a slightly different area to the one that has been affected, or the multiple other areas that have been affected. So even they're kind of struggling to get accurate information. It's changing second to second. We all feel really helpless, and I guess I feel even more helpless just being away from home at a time like this. I feel, I should be there. I really should be there.
On the 28th of November, Cyclone Ditwah hit Sri Lanka, bringing some of the worst flooding the country's seen in decades. More than 1 million people have been affected, homes destroyed, roads washed away, animals displaced, and entire communities left trying to rebuild. WECare were lucky not to be directly affected, being down on the south coast in Talala, but the impact across the country has really shaken all of us. So straight away, the team have got together, started collecting donations, and we're figuring out how we can best use our skills to help further. Being all the way out in Australia, I just feel so helpless.
just trying to have a minute to think things through, because there's a lot of moving parts. So people have died and lost their homes and everything they own, and to start with that wasn't very much, and they've lost all of it. And so the guilt as well. There's loads of things that are also screaming, just go home. So anyway, trying.
Whilst I'm trying to change my flights to get back early, our CNVR team, who are usually out in the community every single day neutering and vaccinating street animals, have already stopped everything and jumped into flood response. The team set off at 4 a.m, heading up to Badulla in the hill country, about a 6-hour drive away. We're not trained, and therefore it's not safe for us to do water rescues, but we can go and treat injured animals, provide food and water, and give vital vaccinations, because after floods like this, disease can and will spread quickly, particularly leptospirosis, and that can be devastating for both people and animals. Honestly, the CNVR team are amazing. Seeing them rally like this makes me so proud. And in their first day alone, they've already treated 61 animals.
Flight is booked. Feels good to have made a decision, at least. Yeah, I feel good that I'm going home and being there. Even if I can't be helpful, at least I'm there, and don't just feel like I'm jollying.
Over the next few days, the team are moving through the hill country, through Kandy, before eventually reaching Colombo, our capital, vaccinating and helping any animals they come across. But the really devastating thing is that the team travel for miles and miles without seeing a single dog. In areas like Gailioya town, where you'd normally be surrounded by street dogs, the team haven't seen a single one for 7 kilometres. And it's horrible to think why so many will have been swept away in the floods alongside entire communities. It's heartbreaking, and the death toll is still rising.
Feeling bound.
I'm meeting the team in Colombo, Sri Lanka's capital, where the flooding was so severe It reached 2 stories high, completely submerging homes and entire streets.
Yeah, halfway home. Really looking forward to getting home now.
So I've just arrived back in Sri Lanka from Australia. I've lived here for 11 years now, and having been here for so long and working well with the community, I really do feel as though Sri Lanka's home, and it's a strange feeling to be isolated from your home when it's really, really going through something that is one of the worst, the worst natural disaster we've had in the last 20 years. I think we've lost over 700 lives, and there's still a lot of people missing. There's buses full of people missing. There's people who are on pick-me rides, which is like Sri Lanka's version of Uber, and the ride is still running, but nobody knows where they are. They're potentially buried or swept away. So it's really serious. It's really, really sad, and it's really, I'm dreading seeing the devastation firsthand today. Of course, I've seen lots of photos and videos, and I've frantically been trying to keep up to date from afar, but I'm really aware that nothing can prepare you for probably what I'm about to see. And I'm also coming in a week later. I cannot imagine what it was like a week ago when, the floods were 15 feet tall and, people's whole houses were submerged. It's just terrifying.
Today is the team's first day in Colombo. We need to walk the streets, speak to the community, assess what's needed, and then we can start treating the animals.
So you can see on this wall over here that the water was above that wall. And someone's obviously got all their belongings, trying to dry them out on the roof up there. It's just crazy to think where we're standing right now would have been maybe 2 times as deep as me. It's mad. So sad. Like, we're just walking around getting stories of people, and that lady was just saying they got a warning from the government that the waters were going to be high. They weren't told how high, and then within two hours the whole house was engulfed. They thought they just needed to move stuff from the ground floor, which obviously was not the case.
You can see straight away how devastating this has been for the community. It's heartbreaking.
සත්තුන්ට කරපු උදව් ගැන අපි ගොඩාක් දුරට ප්‍රශංසා කරනවා. මොකෝ අද සත්තු මන් දන්නේ මම ගම් වතුර වල ඉන්නකොට මගේ සත්තු ටික ඒ කියන්නේ මම හදන සත්තු නේ අනුන්ගේ සත්තු හරි මං හදනවා. මුන් ටිකට මේගොල්ලෝ කරපු මේ උදව්ව මේ කරපු පුණ්‍ය කරුණ මේ පුණ්‍ය කර්මය ගැන මම බොහෝ දුරට ඒකට ප්‍රශංසා කරනවා. මේ ගම් වතුර වල අතර දවස් 8ක් වෙනවා. ක්‍රමානුකූලව තමයි හැමදේම සිද්ධ වෙන්නේ. මීට පෙරත් ගම් වතුරක් ආවා. ඒකෙත් අපි කුටි බැට කෑවා. ඒකේ ඒවක වano හිටපු රජේවත් මොකුත් කරේ නැහැ.
So this is Sri Lanka. It's absolutely amazing. So despite everyone here just going through the hardest time they've probably ever been through, they're still putting out mountains of food for the dogs. So caring.
Even when people here have very little, they still give so much, and that's what makes Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka. There are so many dogs in this area, so we get straight to work, vaccinating as many as we can.
Why are you breathing so heavily?
We've just come across a dog with a distended abdomen, and it's apparent that she's recently had puppies.
It's okay. Are you sore in your tummy? Something's not right with you.
She's certainly reactive to my brief abdominal palpation.
So the guys are just telling me that the dog we've just had a feel of, her name is Corona. She was born during COVID. And I think it kind of shows how loved community dogs are. Yes, they might not be on the bed every night. They might not be getting fed steak. But everyone knows this dog. They know her age. They've named her. They are truly, truly part of the community. So it is amazing to see everyone kind of... She did a little yelp when I felt her tummy, and immediately everyone came to see, is she okay? So that was really nice to see.
But after more extensive examination and repeated abdominal palpation, which she didn't react to, I suspect her initial response was more the shock of me poking her when she was just minding her own business, having a chill.
So Shilpa's saying it's best to get out the area because they're shutting the road down.
Okay.
I think they're going to do a massive clear up, or they're coming in with supplies, so then the whole town all comes out. So I think it's time to head that way.
Let's go.
After a busy day, we've got to clear out now so the authorities can come in and continue the big clean-up and provide food and water to the community. It may be a bit of a mad rush, so we've got to get out of the way.
Just on my way back from day 5 of our flood relief efforts, and yeah, today was kind of gnarly, honestly. It was just, it was so weird because you have piles of devastation. You've got whole houses worth of content out on the streets, these tiny narrow laneways. And then you look around and you've got people smiling, you've got people laughing, you've got people kind of saying, oh, it's okay, we've done this before, we'll do it again. And I just feel it was really jarring. It was almost this juxtaposition of just total devastation, chaos, heartbreak, but you've got these smiles plastered onto people's faces. And it just got me thinking, like, Sri Lankans have gotten way too used to trauma. Like, we're just way too used to things happening here, and it's always this, like, we will rebuild, and it's just like, I'm gonna cry. I don't know where that came from, but it's just so unfair, you know, what some people have to go through, what some countries have to go through, and how, oh God, it's just kind of devastation after devastation, mountain to climb after mountain to climb. And when you're in Sri Lanka, you can feel this air of like, you've got to make hay while the sun shines, because you know something's coming. And that is how we have felt for the last 2 years. Like, something's coming, something's always coming. And like, little did we know it would be something so horrendous that has affected, I think, 1/5 of the country. 20,000 houses have been lost. Like, it's stuff you can't even imagine, you know, like, it's just brutal. And it kind of touches a lot of people that you know as well. Like Kishan, the guy who makes our lorries, was telling me this morning that he has had to take 2 of his workers home to their villages, and they've gotten there and there's nothing left. Like, the landslide has taken everything. They've got no family left. They've got no houses. Everyone they knew growing up is gone. And I don't know, it's just really, really, really mad. And then, you've got people in Colombo who've lost everything, and they're kind of plastering on these smiles, and it all just feels so weird. Honestly, it just feels so weird. And I feel, if I'm honest, like, we're not doing enough for the people. Like, we're doing so much for the animals because that's our expertise, and obviously protecting the animals against disease protects the humans under all of this, but it just feels like we're not doing enough. I just don't know how to, I don't know, it's just so hard. Like, and you do get people saying, how come you're helping dogs and not people? It's like, you just know the need is everywhere. Anyway, just rough, and I don't know, it's really hitting me right at the moment. It's really, really hitting me. It gets worse every day.
So it's 7 a.m. in the morning, and we are just packing up, ready to go for the day. There's a lot of considerations because we've got a few teams going out, so we're just trying to separate everything and make sure we've got one of everything that we need at least, or 100 when it comes to vaccines and microchips. But brain's not necessarily working at this time in the morning, so it's a challenge. So we're actually seeing heaps more dogs today. It's almost like they've now settled and they know that they can almost return to their territories. So already we've vaccinated 38 just in this really small area. We've just been down a couple of roads. So it's nice to see that the dogs are here. They are alive. They've obviously just been hiding and traumatized. So yeah.
Jenny, this is Mohammed. He's very kind.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
he lost everything because of the flood, but he is very kind to give us face masks for our own protection. He said, you
Thank
need
you,
these
Mohammed.
things and just have
You have some as well. There's some for you as well.
Yeah.
He has some.
I asked whether they are made
extra.
I don't know.
Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you. And the water was to where, Chanchi?
To that point, the mud.
There.
That's what they say.
God. Thank you. Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you so much. Thank you. We'll put them on now. Thank
He
you.
has 2 dogs and he's waiting until
We can
2
do the
dogs
vaccines.
get vaccinating, yes.
I've forgotten what it's like to wear a mask. It's a funny feeling. But I just, what we do on these programs, is we, first things first is we'll catch a dog. We'll try not to use a net where possible, but most of the time we will have to, especially on this kind of program where the dogs are pretty terrified. You can already hear that they can see us coming, they can smell us coming, they know we're here to do something. So often we will have to net. And then what we do is we check if they've been microchipped, because if they have, it means we've vaccinated them already. We can check it on our system. If we haven't, which is the usual case, then we will vaccinate against rabies, vaccinate against distemper, lepto, parvo, what have I missed? Hepatitis, and then we will microchip as well. So they get 3 jabs and then they're released. We record all of their data, male, female, age, all of that kind of thing, so that we can get an idea about the demographics of street dogs. But you can see this one's hiding under the tuk-tuk, and Tarusha's doing everything he can to get him out without using a net. So it's just fear usually, but in order to get the numbers we need to get, we've got to be quite quick. So you can see as well the whole community's helping, which is great. So these guys often know the dogs. Hi, yeah. So she's off, so we might have to just chase her in here a little bit. It's okay. Then we're going to go in the back of the scruff like this. You would learn at uni never to put things in your mouth like this, but it's impossible not to do when you're in the field. And then we're just going to do the microchip. So this one hurts a little bit more. There we go. So 5066, Prasindo? Yep. So that's the jobbed. Next thing is on the boys, not me, because they are dog whisperers. They're going to try and place a red collar on this dog. The red collar indicates that she has been vaccinated against rabies. The red collar really helps us in that regard. I'm not coming for you, it's okay. You're safe, you're already done. So this is this dog's brother. What, honey? Giving the warning sign. Don't tell everyone we're here. We need to get them on. Okay, right. Do you want to do the collar, boys? Tarusha's given her a good scratch on the head and she's tolerating that just fine. That's it. There we go. Bye. 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 Thank you, you're welcome. Jobbed.
Honestly, the team are incredible. They'll do whatever it takes to make sure an animal gets treated.
How are we feeling, boys?
Very good. Very good.
Good. Tired?
No. Not tired.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! I am.
Even if that's clambering on a roof.
Tarusha is trying to negotiate.
She's trying to negotiate with him.
We start our day around 4 o'clock in the morning. Just right now, we already vaccinated more than 25 animals, dogs and cats both. And it is a little bit hot, and that's why I look tired. So the community here is really supportive, and they give us some refreshments. So I just sit down for a moment until we are starting our next session.
So we're out of vaccines. We thought that was our last dog. And just when we think we're finished, we've been called to a potential road traffic accident. So we're just going there now to see if we can help catch the dog. I'm assuming it's not too bad because he's running around. The people who reported him to us could not catch him. So hoping it's not too serious. And we're going to get up there and take a look. We thought we were done. We thought we were going for dinner. It's been 13 hours since we left home. Not that we're counting. So the dog's right on the side of the canal, which is quite worrying because we don't want him to jump in. So we're taking magic cheese and some treats, and we're going to see if we can do it gently as opposed to using the net, but let's see.
With his red collar on, we've realised it's a dog we vaccinated just yesterday, who his guardians call Hero. And he's definitely not running around, as previously reported.
I'm just going to go and get my car because this little one needs taking straight to a clinic. And we don't want to have to move him twice. He's really painful. So I'm just going to go get the car. Right, so I'll go do that quickly.
We've taken Hero to a local vet where they can run tests and start treatment over the next few days. It's really not easy being this far from our own hospital.
So yesterday was our dog day and today seems to be our cat day. So we've been trying to find dogs since the morning, came quite early, but all we seem to be finding is cats, so we're doing a lot of cat vaccinations. I think it's only mid-morning and we're up to, I think, 15 cat vaccinations and only 3 dogs, which is just, it's just unusual for our day-to-day in Sri Lanka. We're very dog heavy because there are so many dogs. Yesterday, same area, just a little bit further down, more dogs than cats. I don't know, can't explain it. But anyway, it's a Pusa day. So this is what gloved hands look like in the tropics. All of that you can see is moisture. It is hot and it is sweaty, and these things are staying on because I can't get them off. There's a guy who's been following us since we started, basically begging us to come and help his dogs, but he's from a different area. So we've caved. Poor guy, he's really keen for some help. So we're going on a bit of a mission to find his house, find his dogs and help them before we might then go and scope out this other area that the municipal council has asked us to take a look at. So yeah, midday walking, probably 32 degrees, a little bit on the warm side. So this guy loves his dogs. You can see he lives really quite simply, but he's very keen for us to help his animals. So like he's really caring for them, and although he lives very simply, everything is clean and tidy and in very good condition. These dogs, they're really well looked after. Good boy. Name Tommy. Tommy, good boy, Tommy. This was so sad. Like this guy's got nothing. He had 2 beds, one got washed away. He's managed to recover one. He's just sleeping in here. It's just nothing. We're just so lucky. We don't know how lucky we are. Like, and just seeing his relationship with the animals, that already is enough to send me to tears because I'm just such a softie. But seeing how he's living and still like laughing and smiling and joking and putting the animals first, it's just, it's inspiring. We don't know how lucky we are. Such strength, because if that was me and I'd lost every single thing and I'd been standing on the roof with the dogs for 4 days right next to the waterway, like his house was single story right next to the canal, he must have been freaking out that the water was going to go even higher, because it was right at the level of his house, wasn't it? And there was nowhere else to go, and he stayed on that roof for 4 days. Am I right with the dogs?
With the dogs and a chicken also.
And that chicken that he just loved. Oh, and the dogs adored him. I think that's what sent me over the edge.
Yeah.
Seeing the dogs just, they loved him.
Irritating to watch how devastating the situation has been, and it's such an amazing sight to see how strong people are, and they are still trying to rebuild. It's really happy, and it's so satisfying to help them by the best possible way we can. They even offered us lunch.
And offering help to us, who we are the people who should be giving all the help, you know.
Exactly.
And it's just, it's kind of rattling in a way. It makes me question myself a lot, in the sense of like, how can these people be this strong? And I would not be this strong. Like, I really need, we need to up our games. We need to realise how lucky we are, for one. Like, so lucky to have a bed to sleep in, clean water, oh my god, something to eat, and just even something to eat out of, a bowl, you know. For some of these people at the moment, that is
a total luxury because everything's just been swept away. And just seeing his house, it was just 2 rooms, 2 dogs and chicken. And that was his worldly belongings, wasn't it? We have finished our day of vaccinating, so we've vaccinated 51 dogs today, and now we are just on our way home via the hospital in Colombo where we dropped Hero, because we're going to pick him up and take him back to WECare after all that. So I just feel we can maybe manage him. Maybe it's my the control freak in me, but I would just like him to be with us. So he's coming down south. Yeah, we've got a three-ish hour car journey ahead of us. We're gonna pump him full of pain relief and get him on the road. So yeah, we're about 10 minutes away from him now.
Did you do a dilution on it?
Yes,
Oh, you did a dilution. Oh, dear me. Okay. Right, okay. And have we done a 4DX or anything, or a smear?
No. Okay, we'll do that.
No worries, yeah. Perfect. Thank you so much for your help. Okay. Something going on in there. Okay, let's get him home, I think, is probably our best bet. Let me just check your gum. Still pink enough. Let's get him home. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You a bit worried about that?
Yeah, quite worried about that. He's full of some nastiness there, but he's nice and pink, so
Yeah.
just get him home and work out what the hell's going on.
Oh, bless him.
Oh, thank you. Just picked Hero up. He is on the back seat getting amazing treatment from Sarah. Bit concerned he's got a bladder rupture. When I've just picked him up, he's got a huge tummy. I tapped his abdomen, some not so great looking fluid came out. And on discussion with the vets where we've just been, there's a few things that don't align, and I'm really concerned. So getting him back to Talala, and it might mean opening him up. It's going to be a bit of a long night for all of us, I think, but poor Hero, let's just get him to where we can do everything we need to do.
It's just quite overwhelming. God, I really hope we can pull him back.
We've got fluid kind of coming out, even though we removed 1.9 litres of fluid just before surgery.
And I'm just gonna stay the night with him just to be sure he's okay, really. Like, how many more times do I have to not process emotions? Just push them to one side and forge on, and then tomorrow the same thing, push them to one side and forge on. Yeah, I'm just really hoping we can pull him through. I'll do everything I can do.